How are you all doing? Or afternoon or evening, wherever you're looking from. We're going in for this week, twin flame reading. Let's see what's going on in the masculine's mind space. I have to shuffle my cards good because I always tending to get the same cards again and again. So yeah, again, stepping stones. When I was meditating for the divine masculine and divine feminine for the twin flames, I heard beautiful and loving and open-hearted communication is coming in about both of them want to express their feelings, and it's loving, beautiful communication, and it's going very, very deep. It goes deep into their emotions. I also have a feeling that the divine feminine will open up and be really vulnerable about what is going on in her life, what was withholding her, what was happening in her life, and that it's time to share. And throughout that sharing, through this sharing, they're coming closer to union. And the next step is the union, is the agreement, is not only coming together, but merging. And we all know that Mercury is retrograde, so we could have some problems with the internet. Yeah, and that is really, really interesting. And now for the divine masculine, I have the stepping stones, and the stepping stones is take the next step. Wow. Letting go of the old paradigm. So you're coming into a new paradigm, new earth, new beginnings, and you're coming from the heart space. And that's so beautiful, because I feel the divine masculine always always being in that center, in that beautiful heart space, and then starts to rationalize everything. And now, because of that communication is coming in, everything starts to shift. It's more about the emotions. It's more about creating something together for the future, you know. And I mean, not right away. I don't see right away living together, you know, hooking up together. I see more step by step, because it needs to build up, because they made already the mistake in the past, you know, to move in right away, you know, to move in together, to stay with each other, and you know, for an amount of time, and it was too overwhelming for the divine masculine. And he is stepping back. He needs to step back, not about, you know, going into union or being in union, and then the divine feminine coming in and asking more. It's then the divine masculine will retreat, you know. It's more like I give you the space. I give you the space to do whatever you want or whatever you need to do. And that will give that that space for not overthinking, but more feeling in the heart space. So she and or he is letting go of the old paradigm, so he is more shifting to a higher frequency and another gear, and of the old thinking and of the old yeah, how do you say it, the old way of how we do things, you know, normally. Now it's like, okay, we it's more balanced, what I hear. It's more balanced. So he wants to take the next step. I hear the Divine Feminine is more communicating towards the Divine Masculine about her feelings and where she wants to see this going, and what her expectations are. And the Divine Masculine is saying, okay, I can take that next step, you know, towards the Divine Feminine. Sovereignty, that's it. In the heart space for the Divine Masculine, sovereignty. I have a right to choose whatever I want. I'm immune to hooks. And I don't let myself get trapped or hooked into something that I don't want. And that's a really, really big one. And that's what Divine Feminine has learned, because when she tried to hook him or trap him or, you know, pull him in, Divine Masculine is pulling back. And that is what is needed. It's always good to invite, you know, you can always invite, because sometimes when the Divine Masculine has many or not enough trust, or not enough or broken up with people, have broken relationships in the past, it's good to give him that space, you know, and let go of that leash. I hear, let go of that leash, because some feminine energy want to draw him in. And now it's time, you know, okay, if you can't communicate with me, you know, it's up to you. I give you the freedom that you need. You probably need space. I let it all go. And that is bringing the Divine Masculine in his sovereignty, you know. And he says, you know, I have the right to choose what I want with my life, who I want to see, what I want to see, what I want to do with my life. You know, nobody has that. Ooh, it's not power, but it's about, nobody decides for me. That's what I hear. Nobody decides for me what is good for me. And I also feel that the Divine Masculine is going through some turmoil at the moment. It could be that he is going through some hardships, or through some yeah, heavy time. I feel the energy is not heavy, but it's more dense. It's more dense. I feel the light is the light is there. I feel the light is still in his heart space, but I feel there is more density around him. It's maybe density is not the right word. Maybe it's more gloomy. You know, he's more gloomy. So let's see how he sees the Divine Feminine as the star connection. He sees her as the star connection. that she gets guided from the stars, that she is one with her galactic self, and she is one with the unified field. And sometimes it's really beautiful that the divine masculine sees this, because that's also what the divine feminine experience. She becomes one with everything around her. She melts into nature. She becomes the music or the beat or the drum, or you know, the music or the environment she's in. She merged totally into it. And that's why she has that beautiful high connection going on with her star beings. She sees the divine feminine in her mind space. She sees that the divine masculine is a new man. He is that new man that is letting go of the old paradigm. You know, the enlightened masculine. There is potential for him, and there is a lot of potential on the new earth, and building that new earth with him. So that's what I see. So that's really interesting. Who is eating so much pepper? I see someone eating a lot of pepper or pepper core. Yeah. I feel it in my throat and my airways. It's almost like it's so much pepper, you're inhalating it and you're yeah. So that's what comes through. I feel it, and I smell the pepper. So a lighting masculine, yeah, in her mind space. She sees that he is doing a lot of work on himself, that he is transmuted some incredible work on himself to let go. And I see the divine masculine letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go of fears, you know, old fears, old memories. And the memories that were really traumatic for him, that is what he is letting go of. And he is also say, okay, I'm in this amazing space at the moment, and I feel that gloominess, but it doesn't determine the outcome of where I want to go. So he's really working on himself, sometimes analyzing sometimes a little bit too much, because what is going on, it's like he's a very good communicator. He's a very good communicator. Only, yeah, it's really interesting how it works. He is really good in communicating, but the connection between the heart and the mind sometimes is disconnected. So he can't speak what he is feeling, or it's too much in the mind, and then he is going into this negative energy. I feel, yeah, negative way of thinking, and he needs to cut that out of his life, because also what you speak, you know, about someone else, That's what I hear, and I get a vision now of divine masculine. He can't cope with all the drama that gets stirred up every time. So the divine masculine needs to step back from it, you know. I see him stepping back from it and doing something what he really likes, what he loves, what is determined to do. And there is something with a beard, and he has a long beard, but he braids it. So there is, and he is turning his life around. But he is not, wow, what I see now. He is not able to do really the things that he wants to do in his heart space because out of guilt. Wow, that's interesting. So he needs to let go of that guilt. He needs to let go of feeling ashamed, or he has a partner around him that cause drama all the time, and I see they're not living together. They're not together in that sense of way, but I hear it's almost like that a feminine is testing him how high he can jump. How high he can jump for her. That's old paradigm, and I see the divine masculine wants to get out of that period, out of that system, out of that period, you know, and say, okay, I'm going now in my masculine, I'm healing my inner child, I'm doing the work, I'm wanting to do the new earth, I want to have the potential, I want to go out, I want to do my own things, I want to be with the boys, I want to be with people I connect with, where I can feel myself as a man, you know, and doing man things, and not being controlled by the feminine all the time. Wow, interesting. So this is going two total different directions. The resolution is in the heart space of the divine feminine. You know, there's the resolution. You need to let old timelines collapse. Let those timelines go. You know, about you need to be at my place, I need to be at your place, the family needs to be together, this needs to be done. That's the old paradigm, that's the control system, that's the programming, that's all. Those dates we have to be here, those dates we have to be there. Let it all go. It will flow, you know, because the insights that you will receive from your heart space is totally different than your mind space. You need to embody your higher self. Otherwise, you know, this divine masculine will never commit. You know, you need to come from your higher self. Otherwise, and you have to see the insides. You have to look at the insides, what he is giving you. You know, he is supportive. He's giving you, he is his own sovereignty. He is in this, he sees that you are having that star connection, but he is entitled to his own life, in his own people, what he wants to do. And slowly because of this communication what is coming in, that's very deep, it's very truthful, it's very honest, it's very sincere, and very with a lot of integrity for both of them. She is talking what is going on and what was withholding her to take the next step towards him, because she needed to control herself for a period of time to keep herself on the tracks. That's what I hear. She needed to keep herself on the tracks. So a lot of things are happening here, and there is a resolution, and that's also the expression. You know, Divine Feminine needs to express herself, needs to have the space to express herself, because when the Divine Masculine constantly interrupts her, you know, she has the feeling she's not being seen and she's not talking at all. So she needs to, you know, let things flow. And that's also what the behavior was and the dynamic was between the masculine and the feminine. Because I also hear the Divine Masculine also overruled her, interrupted her, finishing her stories, you know, didn't give her the ability to speak her truth or to tell her story. He took over and started to tell her story. And she is like, oh, okay, there we go again. There we go again. Stop. I was talking. And he doesn't, he just submits it. You know, he just waves it off the table and goes on with his own communication. So the only communication and the only resolution is the feminine's heart space, because she said she stayed in her heart space, and she just thought, you know, if it's so important to you that you need to have the platform to talk, you talk. And I'm withdrawing myself, I withdraw myself, so to give you that platform that you want and that you need, because you need it more than I do. So he silenced her constantly, and now this whole shift is being made. He is making those stepping stones. He is letting go of the old paradigm. He is seeing the potential in what this relationship has to bring in communication. And he wants to go to that new earth. He wants to evolve. He wants to do this. So instead of shutting the feminine down, you know, he's now opening space for her to talk and to express her emotions. And that also has to do with the eclipses, you know. These eclipses, everything starts to eclipse out of your life, what you no longer serve, and what no longer serves you. So yeah, it's really very interesting. And the resolution is the triangle, you know. It's about grounding, being one with the masculine and the feminine coming together. And you also will notice what I noticed the last couple of days. The energies are, we are in Pisces, so the energies are going all over the place, you know. You're going this way, you're going that way, you know, and you're all over. Emotions wants to be translated and being understood, you know, by the mind, by the mind of the Divine Feminine, by the mind of the Divine Masculine. And And she is very aware that things needed to change within her. And she, Divine Feminine, went on a long inside journey. And it is necessary, it was necessary, you know, and it's still necessary, because we need to rise like a phoenix, right? We really need to rise like that phoenix. When that fire, that energy, that love, that compassion, that nurturing energy is coming to the surface, instead of and I don't mean nurturing in that is oftenly understood as being controlling, but it's more about supporting the other, not being the mother energy. You understand what I mean? It's about a sovereign being on your own, that you can support your Divine Masculine, you can give him love, the nurturing, the care that he needs, but not giving yourself away. You know, that you stay in your own energy. Otherwise, you start to get in that old karmic relationship where you lose yourself. Where you lose yourself in that connection. By giving. You need to release and let go. And let go of that energy. So that is what is happening and what is in the heart space of the Divine Feminine. I'm able to give, to support, but not sacrificing myself in the process of this love connection. And that's also what the Divine Masculine needed to learn. You know, he is not going to sacrifice. The new Divine Masculine is not going to sacrifice himself. You know, even if he's angry or frustrated, Divine Feminine holds space. You know, she's just holding space for him. So you are embodying your higher self, Divine Feminine. So much beautiful hot energies, you know, coming in. It's yeah, she sees that he is emerging. He is emerging out of the cage. He is celebrating. He has that sensuality. He has joy. He has the right to enjoy and right on truly living. Because that is what he needs. That is what he needs. He needs that freedom. He needs that expansion. He needs that love and joy from other people around him, not only the Divine Feminine, you know, because she knows in her heart space that there is this connection, but both needed to grow and expand and fly and be free, you know, to understand what this all really means. And what is the purpose of the Divine Masculine coming into the Divine Feminine's life? What's the purpose of the Divine Feminine in the Divine Masculine's life? You know, and it's for healing. You know, they act with each other, they, you know, come together, and then Divine Masculine sees, oh my gosh, I did this, I did that. I could change that. I could be more supportive in this area. And Divine Feminine thought, oh my gosh, I could be more supportive in that area. So they get their insights, and those insights give them freedom, both of them. It gives them the freedom that they need to feel, and it's time for truly living instead of surviving. because they were both trying to survive in this relationship, in this union. Divine Masculine did a lot already, you know, for the Divine Feminine. Could be that he moved, you know, into her area, that he left all behind, that he moved there, that he is the one doing the efforts, you know, coming to the Divine Feminine. But I see a change in that. I see a change in that. I also see that there is an energy around the Divine Masculine that is withholding him, you know, to explore his freedom even more. It's just what I see is just the door on the door just opened, you know, and if she wants to be more trustworthy of him, she has to open the door totally, you know. That's interesting, because there will come a communication about this. There will come a communication about this. That's what I feel. For the Divine Masculine, what will support you? Your inner child attunement. Go within, listen what your inner child wants from you, and be a loving parent to your inner child. So for the Divine Masculine, when you go within and you talk on a regular basis to your inner boy what he needs, then you coming closer. And go back to the times, you know, that you were playing outside, that you were in the woods, that you were playing with sticks and casting stones, you know, and into the water, you know. It's two doves up there in my garden. So yeah, we everywhere we get the signs, right? So it's the inner child attunement, what your inner child needs. What does the inner child need from you? You know, probably needs the fun, the joy, the little bit of mischief, you know, that playfulness, and yeah, I see that inner child of the Divine Masculine running, playing, having fun, you know. I see, I get a picture of American football. So maybe something has to do with American football, maybe with the Super Bowl or whatever. You experienced an energy in that area that made you joyful, happy, free, and could be that you were with your mates, that you have had a lot of fun there. And let that inner child, you know, as a masculine, experience that again. So you are starting to communicate more with your inner boy, inner child. Yeah, that's what I see. For the Divine Feminine, cosmic heart source that will support you. Source of all, think about what is your true home. Just be and have this heart connection. So that's what I said. It could be that the Divine Feminine was disconnected from her heart space because of hurt, because of obligations or responsibilities that she had, but operated from the mind space. Now they said 2 cards that are saying, connect with your higher self, embody it, embody your higher self. And you're good at expressing, but what is going on in your mind space, not what is going on in your emotions and what is going on in your heart space. That's what needs to be expressed. And that I see this obstruction. There was an obstruction from the outside, that you were not able to express yourself from your heart space towards your Divine Masculine. Yeah, because it wasn't about safety, I hear, because she really feels safe with the Divine Masculine. Yeah, I hear it was, she needed to have her, she needed to be able to control herself, otherwise she would go off track. If she would let her emotions play, she would have a meltdown and a breakdown, I hear. So it was necessary for her to be in that survival mode. Let's say it like that. And it will serve her to have that heart connection, to connect with people heart to heart, to have this open communication. Yeah. Because she's one with Source, and when you're one with Source, your love, your energy, and that's what's happening now with the Divine Feminine. So that will support her, you know, be one with your star beings again, be one with your heart essence. How does the Divine Masculine sees the union with the Divine Feminine? How does he sees the union with the Divine Feminine? There were 2 cards. I need 1 card. How does he see the union with the Divine Feminine? Cosmic circles. Create a sacred space. Create a safe space. Embrace the unlimited possibilities. He sees that there are unlimited possibilities with the Divine Feminine in union. It's endless, you know, because when those 2 creative energies are coming together, wow, they give and they give and they give, and it goes on from one thing, from one idea existing 3 or 4 more possibilities, you know, to grow, for expansion. And that's what the Divine Masculine sees, that there are not only possibilities to grow together, but also to hand in hand, you know, to explore the things that is coming. There's so much creativity of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine together. If they really, if they're in that really huge connection together, You know, the divine masculine gets inspiration for the divine feminine gets inspiration for the divine masculine. They come together, they have this communication and that flow, and then it could be that this is such a power couple that there will exist 3 or 4 or 5 companies out of one thing that they are doing now. So it's really interesting. And how does the divine feminine sees it with the union with the divine masculine? It's the heart of ascension. There's expansion, love for all, playfulness, and release the past. It could be what the divine feminine and masculine went through together, and it could be a cycle of a couple of years. They totally cut that off. You know, they say, okay, we're stepping in this new era, new energy. We start with a clean slate. When we start with this clean slate, everything starts to flow. And we talk how we're going to improve this, how we're going to move forward with this. And it's so important for the divine feminine and the masculine to be in that communication, to be able to talk about their emotions. And if there are things that are stuck, you know, divine feminine can heal the divine masculine, the masculine can heal the divine feminine. And that's what they're going to do. And I have a feeling that's more after the solar eclipse. Then I think there is this whole transitioning of 3 months is behind it. You know, I have a feeling that that's going. I know that the divine feminine, you know, is having her own things in that new paradigm. I call it a paradigm. It is because we stop stepping in a new paradigm. We stepping, letting the old go, and we're stepping into a new. And I see the energies emerging so beautiful together. So let's see what the Michael Oracle cards have to say about this. Kundalini energy rising on the stepping stones. So it could be that if you let go of the old paradigm and the old way of looking at union, or looking at women, or looking at the divine feminine, you know, that will raise the Kundalini energy for the masculine. And not only for the masculine, I hear, also for the feminine. This new fire rising, you know, it's transformation. He went through a huge transformation. And I see so many young men, especially young men, are walking that path of that Christ consciousness, and they almost want to embody it. They want to embody it. Sovereign. What is the sovereign being saying? Honey, you're sweet as honey. Honey, 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 in the heart space of the sovereign. You know, everything what you do with kindness, and do it with sweet. Do it sweet. Don't use that masculine energy like raw, being in. You know, it needs a little bit more sweetness. And it could be that the divine masculine needs a little bit more sweetness in his life to be able to let go of the harsh energies. I think he needs a little bit more sweetness in his life, and that's connected to the Kundalini energy. So it definitely has to do with kindness, love, harmony. He needs more of that in his life. And he gets it. I hear he gets it. He gets this from the divine feminine. It will come in more. It will come in more love, more sweet, more sincerity, more fire energy. It could be that you meet someone, you know, and then the Kundalini shoots through the roof. You know, it's you feel the totally body response that the Kundalini is rising. Really, very interesting. How he sees the divine feminine. Guidance from the stars, galactic self and unified field over a cup of tea or coffee, whatever. Time to connect. Oh, wow. And that connects with the honey also. So we have 3 connections here. So it means that's interesting, because the last one I did with these cards, there was no connection at all. So now there is connection, you know, the Kundalini, the honey, the sweetness, the love, the nurturing, and tea or coffee time. With chill, relax, I hear. Maybe this star connection needs to be made over tea or coffee time. Something else comes up. What was it? I hear quality time. Quality time. It will be quality time. Divine feminine wants to show the divine masculine something. Take more time to interact, I hear. And emerge. On the emerge, the lucky one. It's again also a connection. Wow, this is going really well, guys. This is so beautiful how that all comes together. It's a lucky gamble, but he takes the chance. That's what I hear. That's what I see. That's on the emerging of the masculine, being free, celebrate, sensuality, joy, right to enjoy, and fully living. You know, that has the lucky card. It has the lucky number 777. It's the energy of yeah. I put in a quarter, and I hope that I will that I put in the quarter, and I hope I will receive the million. I received the jackpot, you know. He knows it's a gamble, but he knows it's the jackpot. That the jackpot is in there, you know. That's really, really funny how they show me this. He knows it. He knows that this is the jackpot. And for the enlightened masculine, and potential and new earth is the mirror. You see yourself being mirrored. Oh my gosh. And that's also connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards already connected with each other. So what he sees in her is within him also. So it's the mirror. It's they, you know, and that's what twin flames are. It's the part of somebody else's soul that comes together into union, and then those energies needs to merge. And the most beautiful part of it is it's already merged and it's already one in the 5D connection from the heart space, but sometimes there's a disconnection in the 3D. And the 3D, I say it's your mind, you know, it's your consciousness, it's, you know, the logic, the communication, it's the heart and the mind that needs to be connected again. And they mirror each other in the things that are happening. I see also they're mirroring each other in the sacredness. They mirror each other in the journeys. They mirror each other in, yeah, they're going through the same things. So yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, beautiful. Resolution. The resolution is the echo, the water well. That's not a connection, but it's on the water well is on all times collapsing. You get the insights, higher self-embodiment. What was that, the other one? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the Divine Masculine. It's the card on the Divine Masculine. It's the enlightened masculine, potential new earth that only can arise by diving deep, going deep into the waters, exploring what is in your emotions, transmuting it, transforming it, and then get it up to the surface and get your insights and remove what needs to be removed. Don't let the dark clouds that are over your head determine the outcome of your progress, I hear. Because we're going through those energies, you know. Now we're going, tomorrow it's it's Friday. No, tomorrow is the equinox. Friday we celebrate it. Yeah, it's really interesting that what is happening with all these portals, all the things that is working through us. You know, it was pretty, for a lot of people, very intense. Actually, I moved myself really okay through this. Maybe it still needs to come, but I feel, and I feel myself, that I moved pretty okay through these eclipses. Yeah. The intentions, put your intentions out with the eclipse, or with the equinox, you know. Achilles heel. Ooh, on the inner child of the masculine. Go within, listen. being loving parent, that's the Achilles heel of the masculine. Does he wants to go within? Does he wants to listen? Is he a loving parent for his inner child? I think that's maybe, because it comes on this, maybe a weakness of the masculine, that he maybe more distraction on that. Maybe it's his weak spots, the inner child. Yeah, I feel it's going back to that inner child that is not comfortable at all for him. Not comfortable at all. He knows that it's there and what the reaction of the inner child is, but he is not aware why he reacted that way in that time. He doesn't know. That's what I hear. He needs to dive deeper into it. Why did it happen? And the why behind the behavior, that will make a huge contribution to his healing. That's what I hear. Wow, beautiful. So the feminine, on the cosmic circle, create a sacred space, embrace an unlimited possibility. How the divine masculine sees it, he sees it as, you know, I'm going into a maze. He doesn't know, if he is afraid if he goes in, that he never comes out again. He's afraid when he is accessing those higher realms, and he is going there, and the fear is that he will never get out of it again. So there's a fear of it, and that is the thing why he stays in his mind space and is not able to access his heart space, because he's afraid if he goes there, you know, everything, all trauma is coming up and coming back into his life, and also connected with the universe, you know, and going through that universe, what can give him tremendous love and understanding. He is like, yeah, but the whole universe is like a maze, you know, you're getting in there, and I'm afraid I'm never getting out there, because they could snatch me, you know, they could snatch my soul out there, and it's too dangerous for me to go there. That's what I feel. So it's easier for him to understand it than to go there. I hope I make sense of this. I have no clue where it's for. Cosmic heart source, new beginnings for the divine feminine. New beginnings for the divine feminine. Source of all, it's your true home, just be, and it's your heart connection. And also in that, there's a new beginning coming your way. Crack open the egg. You know, you're cracking open the egg. You're cracking open that what is within, you know, to explore and to see what is coming out of it when you make that connection with that heart space. Because yeah, the resolution also says it, you know, go deep within, transform, heal, do the work, sit down, you know, burn a candle if you need to burn a candle, and do the work at that moment. And then everything what doesn't serve you anymore, give it over to the universe. And that will help you to crack open those energies that are hidden deep within you, that were not able to come to the surface, because I hear you needed to control. You needed to control it. And now there's a totally new beginning, because you're stepping in that new era. That's your true home, you know. You don't need to be afraid for your emotions anymore, because you're safe. Yeah, you're safe. It could be that you were in an environment that you didn't feel safety, you know, and when the egg is cracked open, you will be reborn again. And that is, I have a feeling that that happened to the Divine Feminine. Reborn again. Heart of Ascension, expansion, love for all, playfulness, and let go of the past. That's how the Divine Feminine sees the union with the Divine Masculine. And I have the unicorn. Because you're pure, you see that this union with the Divine Masculine is pure. There are no alternative, there's no alternative behavior behind it, I hear. You don't want anything else from the Divine Masculine that you're not able to can give yourself. The only thing that you want from the masculine is the connection, the love, and the support. Wow, how beautiful. So what's happening in the third dimensional realm, you know, the old paradigm, where it needs to be, that's not unconditional, what I hear. I hear if I do something for you, you do something for me. And that's not what's happening in the fifth dimensional realm. That's not what happens in the Twinflame journey. You know, I do so much for you. What do you do for me? You do nothing for me. So I'm not giving to you. That is the energy block what is still going on in the matrix. But in this heart connection, in this union, she sees the Divine Masculine as pure, as purity, innocent, you know, being in this space of his heart. You know, you see that the Divine Masculine is working on himself. And in this space, how she sees him in union with her is like purity. And he sees, oh my gosh, you know, in unity with you and entering your world feels like a maze for me. Feels like that I have to find my way in it. I'm afraid if I step into it, you know, I will not coming out again. You know, I will be roaming around in the universe all the time. Funny. Yeah, and that could be an obstruction or can hold him back. But I see he's taking that leap, you know, he's taking that energy. Really beautiful. And I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cards in connection, you know, the Kundalini energy, the sweetness, the coffee, the lucky gamble, the mirroring. It's all, you know, to say, yeah, this is the twin flame union. Okay, let's see what I have for other messages for the divine masculine and feminine for my own cards. For the divine masculine. Of course, Thoth's knowledge, the knowledge of Thoth, you know, and that's Thoth is always standing for knowledge. What do you need to learn? What do you want to start learning again? Do you want to start a new project? Is there anything else that I need to learn? I want to have more knowledge. I need to know more. I need to feel more. And when I feel, you know, this knowledge is coming towards the surface. That's really beautiful. Is examining the emotions and transmuting it into knowledge. Are you grounded in your spiritual, you are grounded in your spiritual evolution. So it's for the divine feminine. What she does in the spiritual, with her spiritual work, it's grounded into this new earth to create evolution for humankind. So that is really, really beautiful. So I know so many women that are doing this work to make it a bigger collective energy, that that when you're grounded in your spirituality, you know, everything what you get channeled, what comes through, what you can hear, feel, smell, you know, and integrate, you integrate it into this earth. You talk about with people, you educate, and that is giving you a new start, a new start of a new spiritual evolution. So the more people wake up, the more people can do the work that are activated, you know. Those are the new earth builders that are helping us to change that world, you know, getting rid of the wars, getting rid of everything what's not love. That's what I hear. Everything what's not love needs to go. Everything what's not love needs to go. Divine masculine, you need to leave behind for who you are in human form. You are multidimensional. You are your body, but within your body there is this multidimensional being that wants to explore everything on the new earth. So I would say, wow, embrace that energy and be free. You know, you're not who you think you are. Yeah, for the Divine Feminine, you need to create the safety within yourself. And when you feel safe within yourself, you can feel safe everywhere. When you go into your mind space and you're going in the survival mode, that is that's an indication that you are not safe, that you're in the control. You know, what I told you before, the woman needs to control because she was out of track, and now she can let go. She knows that she can be safe within herself, so she can be safe everywhere. So create that safety within, and that means when you feel safe around someone and you feel safe within yourself, then you can explore and express yourself even more. 1 1 1 1 1 on the timer. Wow, 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 wow. 11 11. Come on, guys, this is amazing. Lost cards for both of them. Entry point into infinity. Entry point into infinity. The entry point is now. When you enter that 0 point, you know, and what we had, you know, we're starting in a 0 point. When is that? Oh, tomorrow, by the way. No, is it tomorrow, the 21st? Friday. Friday, we enter the 0 point of a new beginning, of an astrological new year. So that's the 0 point of new begin. So when you enter that point, you enter that point into infinity. So it's the balance. It's infinite joy, infinite love, infinite whatever you want. It doesn't stop. Unconditional love, it doesn't stop. Infinite abundance, infinite creativity. So set your intentions into infinity. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, this was it for this week for the Twin Flames. I haven't done it last week because I was too busy with all kinds of infinite beautiful things. Picked up my drumming again, and really going into everything, into the flow, connecting with everything, with nature, with the power places where my heart is. And next week I have open slots. I have 3 slots open next week. If you want a private reading for 30 minutes, it's on donation. If you want a twin flame reading, it's the normal price. So let me know if you want gold print, yeah, your gold print reading, or you want a feminine reading, or just a masculine reading, or a twin flame reading. You know, I have 3 slots left for next week. Go to the description box below. You will find it all there, and connect with me, and I will be back. You'll be back? Probably next week. Bye bye.